All right, all right, all right. It's the Live Drive Jive Archive with your host, Frank Monday, broadcasting to you from the Central Kingdom, deep within the Central Kingdom. Welcome, Wayfarer transmission. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, whatever time have. I'm going through Beijing right now, central Beijing, Guomao, the central business district. Let's check it out. This is the evening view. These are the tallest buildings in Beijing. We got heavy traffic, so it's stop and go, just chilling like a villain, able and willing. I hope you are doing well tonight, Wayfarer. I'm on my drive home after work. It's the end of the week. The semester is over. Party time. It is 6:40 p.m. on the 16th of January, 2025. I'm feeling all right. I'm a little bit hungry though, man. We had a big lunch, and now I'm ready for some dinner. Let me see if I can wipe that camera off at one time. It looks like it's not super clear. Okay, let's see if that works. Yeah, that's better. Oh, now I need to wipe my window too. I don't think I can do that though. I don't know if you guys have been to Beijing before, but if you haven't, this is what the central business district looks like. Let's see, what bridge are we coming up on? It says Guomao Chao, so that would be Guomao. Guomao is, in fact, the downtown center of the city. And then it says we've got, oh fuck, it just told me the power on my microphone's about to run out. Damn. Always happens as soon as you start broadcasting live, that's when the microphone's about to go out, right? Silly. So FFC, I think that's Fortune Plaza. And that would be the first tall building when you're headed from north to south. We've got Shuangjing Bridge, it's 3.3 kilometers. That's about where we're headed. Guomao Zhengxin, Guanghua Chao 1.2, and Guomao Chao 1.7. So that's pretty close. But how long is it going to take to get 3 kilometers? I would say 30 minutes, maybe. That would probably be about the average. Welcome to live chat. Remember to guard your privacy and abide by our community guidelines. Yeah, thank you for that, guys. Please obey all of YouTube's TOS. Make sure you're keeping everything squeaky clean. No foul language out in the ideas room, in the chat. No verboten language, no verboten topics, no taboo topics, and so on and so forth. That way we don't get anybody in trouble. Dark Hunter is in the house. Good evening to you, Dark Hunter. I hope you're doing well. We are looking at downtown Beijing. These are the tallest buildings in all of China. That one there on the left, you can't see it, but it's in the background. That light's kind of in the way right now. As soon as we pass that light, maybe you'll be able to see it. Yeah, just peeking out there over the top. That one is 515 meters tall. That's the tallest building in all of China. So make sure you tell your friends you saw it here first on Frank Monday. Share the video out. Hit the like and subscribe. Check me out on www.buymeacoffee.com/Frank Monday. Pull a something in the tip jar because Frank Monday is working hard to bring you city scenes at night. There's Fortune Plaza. I worked in that building. The next tall building there on the right is Guomao Dasha number 3. I've been up to the top and had dinner at the top of that building. There's a restaurant up there. I haven't been up at the top of the Zhongguozun yet. That's the tallest building. We're going to be looking at iconic Guomao CCTV Central Tower here in a moment. And it looks like a big pair of underpants, they say. What is this one here on the left? I'm not sure. Zhongguo Jianshuo. Oh, a insurance building there on the left. Here on the right, again, Fortune Plaza with the FFC at the top. And then there it is there, the tallest building in Beijing, well, in China, in all of China, right there. That's the one. It's supposed to be shaped like a Chinese torch. And it kind of is. It is kind of. But make sure you hit the like, guys. You haven't hit the like yet, Dark Hunter. So I don't know what's wrong, man. You can't hit the like button, even though I'm working hard for you. Got a Chanel ad there on the side of the building. Beautiful. Chanel makes some wonderful perfumes and handbags and other kinds of stuff. It's a fashion company. There, once again, the Zhongguozun building, tallest building in all of China. And then the CCTV building. You can't see its iconic image yet, though. You have to get on the other side of it. And if nobody hits the like button, I'm not even going to turn and show it to you. You know, if you can't hit the like button, then I don't know what the fuck's wrong, man. You can't hit the like button? Careful, my friend. Yeah, why don't you go fuck yourself, man? Why don't you take off and bail out, since it's too much trouble for you even to like the video, even though I'm out here working hard in traffic, trying to get it done, and you can't even work hard and just touch the little like button. Have you even subbed? Why are you even here? Just to give warnings? There's a Zhaoguang Baoxian. That's a insurance company. Over here on the right is Puhua. Puhua what? Yongdao. Yongdao. Yeah. I don't know what company that is. And then right there is Zhongguo's China's third trade tower. Yeah, Dark Hunter, hit the road, bro. You can't hit the like button, then I can't give you no content, man. It's not fair. I will show you guys the CCTV building though as we pass it. Even though you won't hit the like button for me, but I'll still comply, man. I'll be a good guy. There it is, right there. You're gonna see its iconic, picturesque form here in just a minute. There's the tallest building in China, the Zhongguozun, and there's the CCTV building. Let's see if we can get a good look at it as we pass by. Yeah, that's a pretty good angle. Zhongguozun, 515 meters tall. Over here, China World Tower, World Trade Tower, number 1 and 2 there. Those used to be the tallest buildings in Beijing right there. I see no like button. Looking for it, Frank. Okay, I appreciate that, Nunu. I don't know why there's not a like button, man. I guess YouTube's trying to cheat me out of what little likes I can get. Yeah, that used to be, that was the tallest building in Beijing. Then it was this one, and now it's this one. 515 meters. That thing's a beast. From what I understand, you can't even. It has 108 floors. Hey there, how's everyone going? All right, all right. Hey there, how's everyone going? All right, all right, all right. Are we back? It shows we're connected, but I don't know if we are or not. No like button, no solid connection, no audio. Is there any audio? Can you hear the hello, hello? Can you hear the audio? Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. Can you hear the audio? Why isn't there any like button? What happened to the feed? Hello. We are in Guomao, guys. I was showing you all the wonderful Guomao buildings, but YouTube decided not to let my like button come through. So what a bummer. Got someone in the ideas room. Welcome back, Wayfarer. Hope you are doing well. I went ahead and pulled the camera back around because YouTube's just fucking with me. They're not putting up my like button. They're not letting people see my show. I don't know what's going on. Nunu says, saw squirrel, good audio now. Squirrel cage gone. Okay, there's audio. There is audio. Good audio now. Okay, so the audio is working. Give me the fives if the audio is working. I wonder if the transmission feed is working. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, I always thought that building looks like kind of like a space helmet, that one there. And then this one kind of looks like, I don't know, like it's got a Roman kind of Colosseum up on top or something. And then over here is, I forgot the name of that building. Can't recall, man. I hear an ambulance trying to go by. Funny thing about traffic in China, they don't even let the ambulances go by. They just ignore it. It's kind of crazy. Your audio and all else is good, good, but no like button. What a bummer that is. Those buildings right there, the two smaller ones after the PICC building, that's called Jianwai Soho. It's a small office, home office type thing where they have both residential and business. I worked in that building complex for over 10 years. I used to ride the subway and go there because it's just a short subway ride from my house to the center of the city. I live pretty much dead center of Beijing, like as dead center as you can be. This is the central business district. It's got the most dense amount of tall buildings in Beijing. You see, there's China World, Guomao, Shangcheng, the central market area, and then all of these buildings. There's just a ton of tall buildings here. And this is Chang'an. This boulevard here that the bridge is going over goes straight to Tiananmen Square and the Forbidden City. And it's only like maybe a mile from here to the dead center of Beijing. And so this is where I've lived for the last 25 years now, guys. This is my hood. Old Guomao, city of 25 million people, they say. I don't know if there's that many folks here, though. Sometimes it feels like it when you're out in the traffic, but in all reality, it doesn't seem like there's that many people here. Yeah, it's kind of nice at night, huh? I wish I could have shown you guys down Chang'an, but I don't like to drive down Chang'an during rush hour. It's 6:52 p.m. right now, and rush hour traffic on its English name is Heavenly Peace Avenue or Boulevard. Is it an avenue or a boulevard? Heavenly Peace Avenue, I think. No, Heavenly Peace Boulevard. Maybe it's a boulevard. I think it's large enough to be a boulevard. But yeah, this is the hill. I go down this hill, and this next bridge, we're on a bridge right now going over Heavenly Peace Boulevard. But as we go across the next bridge, that goes over an old moat, like a castle moat, huge, surrounds the entire inner part of the city. It was built during the Ming Dynasty about 600 years ago, so like in the 1400s, and its name is Huchenghe. It's called the Protect City Moat or Protect City River, but it's essentially a canal that goes all the way around the Forbidden City and like everything that was inside of the Forbidden City and considered to be the Imperial Palace. Yeah, so these are the buildings I worked in for like over 10 years. And I used to skateboard down here all the time, like in the little alleyways among the building and in the courtyard of the building. But it's got about, I think there's 18 buildings in that complex. The front two are commercial buildings. They're building A and building B. And then, yeah, then it's got, I believe, 16 residential buildings going back. Good to see you, Nunu. How have you been, man? Good magic. Good looking out. I'm glad you joined the chat. It looks like somebody found the like button. Thank you for that. I appreciate the likes. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. And I hope you're doing well on this happy Chinese New Year. We just finished our last day of work at school, so I am off for the next month. I've got winter break, and I'm going to be off for an entire month. Isn't that nice? So chill. And I found earlier when I was driving, it looks like we're kind of breaking up a little bit. There's bad internet reception here right now in the business district. In fact, we might cut off here in a second because they usually there's a dead zone between Guomao and Shuangjing. Guomao means business district, and then Shuangjing means double well or double like water source, like a artesian well. And there's supposedly two of them that used to provide water for the residents. But I don't think they're probably tapped out long ago. But yeah, maybe there's a water source there. Yeah, so as we leave the business district and we head south, we will be I'll show you guys my neighborhood. we'll be going down into the residential section of Beijing. I want to see if that cop wants to get over. Yeah, let that cop over. Yeah, see how nobody even like pays any attention to the cops? They don't give a fuck. Like the cop being there just don't even mean shit. Like people will just ignore it. They'll be like, "Cop, what cop?" Because they drive around with their lights on all the time. I mean, if you only used your lights in an emergency, then people would they would pay more attention to it, right? But if you're just going to run your lights 24/7, then nobody ever thinks you're serious, right? It's like the boy who called wolf. How many times does someone have to call wolf before you just give up and you're like, fuck, I don't think there is a wolf. Looks like we might have a wolf in the chat, though. All right. A wolf in sheep's clothing. All right. I got to pay a little bit of attention to traffic right here. This is always kind of a weird off ramp right here because the traffic piles up and then dudes will just like stop and try to exit and they'll block the traffic that's kind of flow by on the left, like in the fast lane and the through lane. And so it can be dangerous. You got to be on top of your game. This is a nice shopping mall though. I'll show you guys the shopping mall. It's called the Fulicheng Shopping Mall, and this is actually the apartments. They built all the apartments around here back in like 2003, and this is where I bought in. This is where we bought our first apartment, and it was super cheap back then. It was like I don't know, like $500 a square meter. Now it's like $20,000 a square meter. So supposedly our apartment that we have here is worth 1.6 million US dollars. Now I don't know if that's legit or not. That's not Chinese dollars. In Chinese it's worth about 8 million. But we rent it out for 8,000 RMB a month, which is about $1,000, which isn't bad. I mean, you can still get an apartment in the city. Well, it would be higher right now if it wasn't for the fact that we gave them a 10-year lease. Um, we didn't think it was going to go much higher. And now the real estate's kind of coming down. So I'm a little bit happy about that. Like my wife's, she doesn't feel happy about it. She's like, if real estate comes down, we're losing money. And I'm like, yeah, is any of that money even real? It's like if we invested for under $1,000 a square meter, and now we have 3 apartments that we rent, and then one we in. If that's got to be just super inflated, that can't be real, right? Like if you paid $1,000 a square meter, for example, and now it's worth 25,000 a square meter, it's like 25 times. It got up at one point, it was like 50 times what we originally paid for it. And I was pretty nervous. I'm like, that's a lot of fucking money. I'm like, we can't really like that's if we tried to take that money out of just like selling it and then cashing out, it's like being in a casino with a bunch of gangsters waiting around to rob you. I don't know if we could actually do it or not. Maybe we could though. We could probably reinvest. Like as long as we put it back into real estate somewhere else. We couldn't do it here again though, because once you've taken that money out, I mean, I guess you could, but I mean, the way I think of it is the only way from here is down. It has to have hit the top of the market, right? I mean, it can't go any higher. And then with COVID, like with the Kuvi, we saw a big drop, a pretty big drop, like a 10-15% drop in real estate values. Like I said, it's all right with me though. Like I felt like, that wasn't money that was any kind of real legit thing anyway, right? Because here's what happened in the market. A lot of those downtown buildings were something like they were said to be like 75% vacant, but at the same time, all of it was already sold. So it was investors that bought all of the property inside of those buildings, but then they were charging rents that were way too high. So they couldn't actually rent them out to businesses that would fill them. You see what I'm saying? So it feels to me like a big part of the economy, the real estate economy, is spurious. It's not legit. And if you put your hopes and dreams on something that's essentially kind of like overinflated and like fake, like I think you're setting yourself up for trouble. But all the money's there now, so like we're selling one. We're in the process of selling one of like of the three we have for rent. The one we're selling is the least valuable, but it's still like a lot of money. And my wife's like, oh, you don't even have to keep your job. You could just stop working. We could just chill. And I'm like, nah, I'm a little bit too young for that. Thought about it. I'm a full-time YouTube personality. Fuck that. Working is far more fulfilling than sitting around on YouTube for 10 to 12 hours a day, you know, jawing away about nothing. I think the people who are doing that are totally wasting their lives. Like, I guess it's a thing, but yeah, just sitting on your ass all day, talking into a microphone, acting like seems kind of weird. But it's kind of fun from time to time, and I like to do it. I like to chat with you guys on YouTube. Certainly, I certainly like to chat with the people that are real people. Not the NPCs. Sometimes come in here, the internet tourists, as we like to call them. Ooh, I got a little too close to the fucking wall with that one, baby. I'm thinking about myself up a 6-pack of beer to celebrate the end of the term. Maybe some Budweiser Tall Boys. I don't know. I'm just gonna chill here for a minute and talk to you guys. How you good looking sex people doing out there in Happy Land tonight? Y'all doing all right? See what we got going on here. Let me check the chat, see if anybody's in there. Can you hear me all right still? Is my audio still coming through? Let me put on my glasses so I can see what's being said in here, see who's in the chat room. Oh, yeah, I can see it. Sal Smith, hey, how's it going, man? Good to see you, amigo. Nunu, good to see you, sir. He says inexpensive compared to here, wide variety, but shipping expenses add a lot. Maybe I missed something you said, Nunu. The big Idaho spuds. 2:55 a.m. in North Idaho. Wow. Wow, that's pretty late. Sal Smith, do it and get some whiskey. And I'll get some whiskey in. Yeah, good man. I'd like to drink a couple of Budweiser Tall Boys, but oops. Let me see here. Yeah, audio's good. Excellent. I'm good, Sal Smith. I just drove home. It took me like almost 2 hours to drive home from the academy. The academy I work at, like I live downtown, but the academy I work at's like way out in the suburbs, and it's near the airport, near the international airport. All the embassy guys went out there, and the first school they opened, I think, was in like '96 or '97 for the U.S. embassy workers, and so they wanted to have their family and they wanted to have their kids and their families near the airport in case they had to get the fuck out of Dodge and quick, fast, in a hurry. The airport looks like I lost connection. Did the internet broke? Enclosed, good for rain. That's one hell of a trek to be making. Did the internet break on me, man? Am I back? I don't know if I'm back or not. Can you guys hear me? Give me the fives if you can hear me. I'm gonna shut my car off for a minute. Some dude's parking a little too close to me up front here. You're back. Okay, good. Thanks, Sal. I appreciate that. Mr. Smith. Mr. Smith. Agent Agent Smith was the guy in The Matrix, right? Was it Agent Smith or Mr. Smith? I forgot. Damn, this motherfucker's just trying to pull right in on top of me. Take it easy, bro. It's only a limited amount of space to park on this street. That's one of the problems of living in the city too, is like parking. Parking's always an issue. Yeah, I had a good day, and thank you for asking. Agent Smith, as I recall. Yeah, you're right, Nunu. Nunu is Neo, right? He's the Neo of the Matrix, a time traveler from ancient Mu and Lemuria, from the Atlantean kingdom, played by Hugo Weaver. All right, good. Man, that guy did a good job. He made a dynamite fucking agent. He was really believable. Now this dude's looking at me like I did something wrong. Oh, I could back up a little more, but I don't need to. I don't want to. I don't give a fuck. I'm parked the way I want to be parked. That's why I left a cushion behind me so that I could pull out if some asshole did this kind of shit. And of course, some asshole had to do that kind of shit. Yeah, thank you for that. Good memory. Yeah, so I uh I had a full day at work. We had an awesome team building lunch. We went to like a Japanese hot pot restaurant. I don't know if you guys have ever had hot pot, but like they gave us, I don't know, like so much beef and like seafood, and there was Japanese sashimi, and like our food had like 50 dishes on the table. There were about 25 of us, and we sat four and five to a table, but all in one area so we could see and chat with each other and stuff. So the school paid for a big, like, end of the year team building group meal. And it was dynamite, man. I was sitting next to a British guy that's just has an awesome sense of humor. He's like the living Monty Python. And the shit he was saying, he's like 10 years younger than me. He's like mid 40s. And he kept our table laughing the whole time, man. We were just having so much fun. And no alcohol though, because it's the middle of the day. And after the dinner or after the lunch, we had to go back to the office and finish off the day's work or whatever. But it lasted a good 2.5 hours. Yeah, it was dynamite. And the most beautiful girl in our entire department, she sat at our table. So it was three dudes with this one beautiful northeastern gal that has long, thick black hair and like ivory white skin. Tall too. She's about 5'9". Yeah, really good looking, long legs, nice ass. Yeah, it was fun. I like her a lot, but I don't really talk to her much because I'm a married man, and I know it would and I'm in a position of leadership, so I'd end up simping on her, and that wouldn't be good. So I keep my distance from her. She's as sharp as a fucking snake, though. She's a real rattlesnake. Yeah, she will. Like she acts all like innocent and flirtatious and stuff. She launches into like vindictive. She does it in a playful manner, though. Like it's meant to be good. But I feel that she could become a dangerous creature real easy. Got to be careful the wife doesn't hear. No, she never listens to my live chats. She doesn't even use a VPN. She's not interested in any kind of fucking Western internet. At least that's what she claims. Um, yeah. As far as I know, I'm pretty undercover here. I don't think anybody in China listens to my live streams or my videos at all. Which I don't tell anyone that I do fucking YouTube. That wouldn't be a good look, right? You have some misanthrope try to get you in trouble for something you said, which is just total garbage. But yeah, you got to watch out for that. Yeah, so it was a nice lunch. And yesterday was a nice day too. Yesterday we just ended up playing like Risk all afternoon. There was like five of us playing Risk, and I conquered all of Asia, and then I took over uh, Western Europe, and I had Australia, and Africa. So I pretty much won, and then everybody kind of gave up, which was good. I didn't intend to, but I started from Asia, and I put all my pieces heavy in Asia because Asia gives you a good bonus on it gives you a good army bonus. It's like 7 extra dudes per turn. If you conquer Asia early, you can build up a good size army. But it's got a lot of attack points. You got to be careful. But you don't have to put really any dudes in the middle because those are like defensible positions. So you have to defend. It seems like one, two, three, four, five, like maybe five sections of your continent in order to keep it from falling. But the thing that was kind of a saving grace is one of the dudes who was playing wasn't even paying attention, and I fucking eliminated him really quick. He had started from Australia, like Oceania and Africa, and I was able to drive him out early in the game. And yeah, he was just looking at his phone most of the time, didn't give a fuck, and he didn't get any good dice rolls either on defense. I hadn't fucking played Risk in 30 years, man. More. I hadn't played Risk since I was like a tween, like a kid. I didn't even think Risk was a game anymore. It's not that fun, really. It doesn't have much tactic or strategy. A little bit, very little. You guys have probably played it. Yeah, I was planning on doing a live drive jive archive, which is what I used to do on my drive to and from work all the fucking time. That's kind of how I started the Frank Monday channel. After I gave up on doing like videos with editing and production value videos, I thought, hell, just drive in the car and talk. That'd be fun. And I did that for a couple of years, but sometimes it just won't connect. Like all the whole way home, I was trying to connect, and I did a short. The short I think uploaded, and then finally, like right when I got to the downtown area, it connected. And I'm like, oh, now it's going to be like 20 minutes till I get home. And that's no real length of a chat. I hate when people are glued to their phone when there's people in the room. I have played that board game. Okay. I think the chat might be a little bit behind on the time lag. Yeah. I would normally, if people aren't paying attention, but like, he's not much of a conversationalist anyway, so it was kind of okay. And I think that's probably why he's not much of a conversationalist, because he's the type of dude that's always glued to his phone. And the rest of these guys are some pretty good guys to work with. Like we got a few new guys this semester, and one of them's British, one's Korean, and one is there's an Irish guy that's always in like the break room, but he's not in our department. And so a couple of Brits, a couple of Irish folks, a couple of Americans. I'm pretty much the only American that hangs out with the Brits, so which is fun. I like it, man. They got a good sense of humor, like full on Monty Python fucking style humor. So fucking entertaining. Like you don't even think about it. Like when you don't have entertaining people around, life can be such a drag, especially like I don't know if you guys remember, but a couple of years ago there was a guy that worked at the school who was such a pain in the ass. He was like, I don't know, he had some mental problems for sure, but he constantly run his mouth about just asinine shit and always prying into other people's business and trying to say like really weird things to people. And not only did it like make the day drag, but it always made every single day feel really toxic. um I probably should have worked to get that guy fired earlier on, but I just don't feel like I don't feel like trying to just like eliminate problems by pushing them under the rug, like shuffling them off to some other company is really the answer. Like you got to kind of try to strategize a little bit and work with them and see if they can up their game a little bit, if they can catch on, read the room and level up. And then if you've tried that for a while, then I think it's probably okay to cut them loose. But just to cut them loose because they seem to be a piece of shit at first blush, that's not always the right answer, I don't feel. Yeah, British humor is different. It's way different than American. Like there's something about I can't place it. I haven't been able to place it yet. Like maybe I need to do a deep dive, some sort of analysis into it. But it kills me, man. I fucking love it. Um, I got to figure out too, like what they consider to be like faux pas. Like, is there anything I could say that would make things seem cringe or weird? But so far, it seems like they just accept everything at face value. As long as you're a straight shooter, they don't give a fuck what you say, which is pretty cool. It's refreshing because there's so much like political correctness these days. And luckily, these dudes aren't kids, you know, they're like mid 40s. Um, I think the other two guys are a little younger. They're like maybe early to mid 30s. But yeah, that's what they call the so-called generation gap, right? It's when you get a generation on it up in the years. Yeah, a bit of irony in it. Okay. Yeah, I'll have to look into it, man. I'll have to become a student of British humor in order to kind of jive a little more. But I don't have to, you know, I just enjoy it. I got my own sense of humor as well, and sometimes it's funny, sometimes it's not. I can be a bit cringe. I think I'm getting a little. I think that's why they let people retire at 60, you know, 65, is because it's like, yeah, you don't really fit in that much anymore, and you know, you go on and do other things. But that means I've still got 12 years, you know, 12 good working years before I retire. And when you work in education, as long as you keep your mind somewhat sharp, you can do it forever. You know, I've seen guys working on up into their 70s, but Chinese folks don't like it. They don't want people working that old. They want people retiring. In fact, up until just recently, the retirement age for men was 55 and the retirement age for women was 50. That's when they want you to take it easy and start raising your grandkids. Yeah, it's witty, contains a lot of wit. Yeah, irony and wit. You got to be a little bit clever, a little bit wily. Yeah, so that sounds pretty good to me. Retired at 55. That means I'd be retired in the next couple of years, which is beautiful, especially if I've got a big pension that I've built up since I've been here. And then we got we got the real estate, so I could do it. I mean, wouldn't be the fucking end of the world, but I don't feel like I have to yet. I mean, if I wait until my kids have kids and I just, I retire when I've got grandkids, that'll probably be another 10 years. So I think that's a little closer to better for me. And they accept that foreigners like here in China prefer to work a little bit older. Like Chinese folks, man, they retire early and it's because they have a lot of like deeply ingrained hobbies. They like to get out in the courtyard and dance and do kung fu and play like chess on the side of the fucking street and shit. And like, so they stay active, they socialize a lot. Even though we live in these big buildings around here, like in the evenings and shit, they all come outside and cruise around on the street. It's fucking filled with old people. This is like a retirement community. Yeah, the Western world, they just want to work you to fucking death, man. Good God, there's no reason to do that to people. You know, as bad as a lot of folks consider China to be, it being a communist country and all of that, they manage things quite well. You know, and again, that's as a foreigner living here. I still, I'm still an American. I go home as often as I can every year if I can. And so I still have the spirit of 1776 and freedom beating in my heart. So honestly, like I would never give up my US citizenship and become a Chinese citizen because being a guest here is better. Like if I was just your local run of the mill average Joe, I don't think I would appreciate it in the same way. I wouldn't have the same perspective. But I've talked to old folks, and maybe they had hard lives and maybe, they went through some shit, but they still appreciate having the opportunity to live and, be a part of the world and stuff like that. Yeah, it's pretty organized. And it's funny too, because if a Westerner comes over here, it feels like complete chaos. Like everybody's going in all fucking directions at once, just because there's so many people. But when everything settles down and you really kind of examine it over a long enough timeline, you do see that it is extremely well organized and it does have its value. And it's the system that they want for themselves. Like, I think if the Chinese people really didn't like their system of organization, then they would fucking have a revolution and change it. because I think everyone has that right. You know, according to the forefathers of the Constitution, they said these things are inalienable rights because they're intrinsic. It's not because a constitution or a government gives them to you. It's because it's the virtue of the human to do these things. If pushed far enough, they will revolt and change things. It's an intrinsic right to defend oneself and bear arms, right? It's an intrinsic right to have the freedom of speech. You have that freedom. There might be consequences. You know, you could say whatever the fuck you want. You say the wrong thing in public, you might get in trouble for it, but you can still do it. That's your intrinsic right, inalienable, God given. And they were just acknowledging those things with the Bill of Rights and the US, you know, the Constitution. They weren't saying, hey, we're setting them up for you. They were saying, these are the things you already have, and you should realize that. They were acknowledging them and letting people be informed about them. And I think it was Thomas Jefferson or maybe Samuel Adams that said, the more stout you drink, the better off you are. No, they said the better informed a populace. Oh, you can only have a free people when people are educated and are better informed. I don't even think he said educated; he just said well informed. A well informed, well read citizenry is the key to success in a republic. So I'm up in the irons this year, man. I've set out some pretty solid New Year's resolutions for myself. I'm going to restudy. You know, it's just written history. It's not necessarily accurate, but it's what the kids have to test on it. So I'm putting myself through a history course. I'm putting myself through conversational German, and I'm going to revamp my literature course. I'm going to add some things, take some things away. I've changed the entire scope and sequence of what I'm covering this semester because I feel like it's kind of time to shake things up. I'm going with the literary movements. So I'll be covering, there's 12 weeks for the seniors in the AP class, and I'll be covering one literary movement with like a sub genre literary movement every 2 weeks, and then one unit every 2 weeks. So that'll give me approximately 6 units and 6 to 12 literary movements. I'm going to cover romance and transcendentalism and some of the other greats. And I'm going to move in a chronological order, you know, from the earliest in Western literature all the way up to modernism and futurism and post-apocalyptic, that kind of thing, sci-fi. I'm going to add cosmic horror as like a subgenre of Gothic. So when Gothic moved into horror, and then cosmic horror is my favorite. So I always have to throw in some cosmic horror, some Lovecraft and Dune, Frank Herbert, Robert Blake, whoever else, whoever else pops up and comes to mind. I'm preparing to start a YouTube channel. Good magic, Nunu. Let me know when you do, man. I will fucking pimp it out for you. I'll share it in my comments section. I'll make a commentary. I'll send people your way. You've always been a really good supporter of the channel here on YouTube for me, and I will definitely reciprocate the love. Let me know the details. Let me know the launch date. Um, all that happy horse shit that makes YouTube's algorithms bark like Pavlov's dog. I'll be in it to win it for you, bro. I'll definitely advertise from my end. Yeah, you always got to throw in a bit of Lovecraft. It's funny though, you can't go overboard on what you like because it almost always turns out that whatever the teacher is interested in, the students will think is boring as hell. I've brought some light to like, you know, cosmic horror though. I had one class of 10th graders about 2 years ago, and I'm not supposed to teach 10th grade. I told them, you know, when I hired on, I said seniors only. That's all I want to take is seniors because it's just finishing work with them. You know, you help them with their applications, you write them a recommendation letter, and they're done early and they're busy with their own application shit. So it's light work, you know. You turn them on to some literature and stuff, but they drafted me all the way down to ninth grade one summer, a couple of years back, and I did some advertising classes both online and at school, and I recruited like 53 new students. Their parents liked me, everybody liked my classes, bunch of fucking kids signed up. And if those kids in the ninth grade are signing up at 240,000 RMB per year for 4 years, that's a million RMB per kid that school made. I made that school 53 million RMB over one summer of doing that. And I felt like I should have gotten some sort of commission or bonus. Um, my manager gave me a big box of New Zealand steaks. There was like 25 steaks in it or something, which I thought was pretty cool. But 53 million, man, that's like how much. So if you divide that by six, that's still like $10 million US that I made the school on one summer long like ad campaign to recruit students. And they originally told me that under my contract, I should get 3,000 RMB per student recruited. And they paid me nothing extra, nothing. So I felt cheated when they asked me to do it the next summer. I'm like, nah, ain't gonna do it. Don't feel like it, man. What age range are seniors over there? Same as anywhere else. You know, it's a regular high school. It's run like an international high school. Okay, Nunu. Yeah, have a good night, man. Have fun in Dreamland. Down into the fathomless cavern, up through the labyrinth of echoes, climb the ladder of ascension, and upon the ledge of revelation, the angels shall give you the prophecy. Good looking out, Nunu. And don't forget to let me know when you plan to launch your channel. I will give you my full support. I'm going to run too, man. I'm going to grab myself a 6 pack of beer, I think. Maybe some Budweiser Tall Boys, or I don't know, maybe something German. I might buy, they got some decent German cans here. The only reason I buy like American beer or German beer is because, in all honesty, Chinese beer tastes like shit, man. Most of it, it doesn't taste very. They do have a couple of, there's a brand that was started by the Germans in Qingdao, and it's called Qingdao, and they actually set up all the breweries originally, and that beer is pretty good, but they don't always stock it. And I feel like sometimes when they do have it, it's not real. Like you pop open a bottle and it tastes like warm fucking horse urine. And I don't think it's because it used to be really good. Like you could buy their draft, the Qingdao draft beer, and it was quite delicious, you know. But yeah, take care, Nunu. Much love to you, brother. Keep doing good magic, and I'll see you in the abodes of the future. Yeah, so thanks for stopping by, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. Y'all good looking, sexy people. Keep on keeping on out in Happy Land. Sal Smith, good to see you again. You are becoming quite a regular. I certainly fucking appreciate that. Yeah, have a glass of bourbon for me, brother. See you for a drink in a bit, mate. I'll make sure I get some in so I can join you. Yeah, definitely. If my old lady's out floating around, then I'll be able to sit back and drink a little beer and live stream. But if she's home, that shit don't fly. She doesn't appreciate me live streaming when I could be spending time with her. You're a Guinness man myself. Jamaican Red Stripe. Yeah, I've had Jamaican Red Stripe. I like it. It's a strong beer. I like Guinness as well. I really enjoy Guinness Extra Stout. They have a foreign import, but they don't sell it anywhere around here. I could have bought some on the way home at the import store, but it's a little bit pricey. I think it's about 22 renminbi per bottle. So that's like divided by six, almost seven. That's like $3, $4 a bottle for like, a 12 ounce, like a pint of beer or whatever. That seems a little bit pricey for me. I'm a frugal dude, man. I can't get it out of my system. Even if I got money in the bank and everything's going well, I still am a little bit thrifty when it comes to things. You know, I'll eat a bowl of rice and beans and drink a natty light or something. Yeah, definitely got to appreciate spending time with your lady, and you got to appreciate drinking a good beer too. I mean, fuck, I shouldn't buy cheap beer. I don't usually. And Budweiser's not a cheap beer by standard. You know, It's the king of beers, Anheuser-Busch. It's also a German company. Well, it started by a German family, but it's definitely American now. But yeah, Sal, good to see you again. Appreciate you stopping by, family. Nunu, everybody out in Happy Land, have a wonderful evening and a beautiful Chinese New Year. We're just less than 2 weeks from the start of Chinese New Year, and we're going to be fucking rocking it like it's 1999 here in China. Hopefully, we're going to be lighting off firecrackers, wearing all red, running around with dragons and snakes in the street, and drinking fucking Chinese white liquor. It's called Baijiu, and giving all the young people tons of fucking money and burning hell banknotes for our ancestors and all kinds of happy horseshit. I'll try to document as much as I can here on my end so you guys can truly see what it's like to live in China. No, I won't drink no fucking Bud Light. I shouldn't even drink Budweiser the way they fucking marred their character that way. That's just fucking shameful, and I feel bad for even saying that I want to get a Bud. But yeah, I don't even think they have Bud Light in this country. And if they did, they would stop. They would have fucking dumped it all out in the street because they don't really appreciate that either, man. And now that you've mentioned that, I might get Heineken instead. I feel like actually, I feel like Budweiser tastes better than Heineken, but Heineken's a bit higher quality, and they haven't done anything to mar their reputation yet. So yeah, maybe I had forgotten about that, man. Holy shit! Yeah, they really shit in the bed on that one, huh? Well, what can you do? Anyway, y'all good looking sexy people, stay well out in Happy Land, and I will see you on the next transmission at Astra Prospera and do good magic. Bye for now, lads and lasses.